Fleming has faced storms before, but this time something is different. This time, the calm strength everyone trusts is cracking. The walls are closing in, the past refuses to stay quiet. And one small moment is about to push Amy past the edge. What happens next will leave Lyndy shaken and Amy forever changed. The morning at Heartland feels heavier than usual. The air is quiet, but not peaceful. Amy moves through the house slowly, her face calm on the outside, but tense underneath. She keeps herself busy, cleaning things that are already clean, fixing things that are not broken. Every movement feels forced, like she is trying to outrun something inside her. Her thoughts won't slow down. Every memory, every loss, every fear seems louder today. She tells herself she just needs to get through the day. Just one more day of being strong. Just one more day of pretending everything is fine. Lyndy watches her closely. She notices the short answers, the way Amy avoids eye contact, the sharp tone that slips out when Amy is tired. Lyndy doesn't understand what is wrong, but she feels it. Children always do. She tries to help, asking simple questions, offering small smiles, but Amy barely notices. Her mind is somewhere else, trapped in a loop of pressure and guilt. She feels like she is failing at everything at once. A mother who is tired, a woman who is hurting, a person who never truly stopped grieving. Amy tells herself she has no choice but to keep going. She believes stopping means falling apart, and falling apart means losing control. She can't let that happen. Not here. Not in front of Lyndy. So she swallows her emotions, pushing them down deeper and deeper. But the more she hides them, the heavier they become. The silence in the house grows louder. Pressing against her chest, something inside her is reaching its limit, even if she refuses to admit it. As the day moves on, small things start to feel unbearable. A misplaced item, a simple question, a noise that won't stop. Each one adds weight to Amy's already full heart. She reacts faster than she means to, her patience thinning with every moment. She hates herself for it, but she doesn't know how to stop. It feels like standing on shaky ground, trying to keep balance while the world keeps pushing. Amy's thoughts turn dark and restless. She remembers moments she wishes she could change, words she never said, people she couldn't save. The fear of repeating the past wraps around her like a tight grip. She worries that no matter how hard she tries, she will never be enough. That fear follows her everywhere, especially when she looks at Lyndy. The pressure to protect her, guide her, and never fail her feels crushing. Lyndy senses the shift growing stronger. She becomes quieter, unsure of how to act. She wants comfort, but she doesn't want to make things worse. The distance between them grows, even though they are in the same room. Amy notices the change but misreads it. She thinks Lyndy is pulling away, judging her, seeing her weakness. That thought hurts more than anything else. Amy feels trapped between who she is supposed to be and how she truly feels. The more she fights her emotions, the harder they fight back. Her breathing grows shallow, her hands tense. She tells herself to calm down, but the words feel empty. The storm inside her is no longer waiting. It is building strength, ready to break free. The breaking point comes suddenly, but it has been forming for a long time. One small moment pushes everything over the edge. Amy snaps. The control she worked so hard to keep slips away in seconds. Her voice rises, sharp and filled with emotion she can no longer hold back. The words spill out fast, fueled by pain, fear, and exhaustion. She doesn't mean to sound scary, but she does. She doesn't mean to lose control, but she has already lost it. Lyndy freezes. She has never seen Amy like this before. The woman she trusts, the woman who makes her feel safe, suddenly feels unfamiliar. Fear fills her eyes as she takes a step back. That reaction hits Amy like a punch. For a moment, everything slows. Amy sees the fear she caused, and it breaks. Something inside her, the anger fades, replaced by shock and regret. Amy's heart races as the truth sinks in. She has terrified the one person she was trying so hard to protect. The room feels cold and empty. Even though nothing has changed, Amy tries to speak, but the words won't come. She realizes that her pain didn't disappear when she exploded, it only spread. Lyndy stays silent, unsure of what to do. The distance between them feels wider than ever. Amy stands there, shaking, knowing she crossed a line she can't erase. This isn't just a bad moment. This is a turning point. The house grows quiet again. But this silence is different. It's heavy with fear and regret. Amy feels hollow, like all the strength she once had drained away in an instant. She sinks down, finally unable to stand anymore. The weight she carried for so long crashes down all at once. Tears come, not loud or dramatic, but deep and painful. She finally allows herself to feel everything she tried so hard to avoid. Amy understands now that being strong doesn't mean being silent. Hiding her pain didn't protect Lyndy, it hurt her. That truth is hard to face. She wonders how long Lyndy will remember this moment. She wonders if trust can be repaired after fear enters the picture. The questions scare her more than the anger ever did. Lyndy watches from a distance, confused and hurt. She doesn't fully understand what happened, only that it scared her. Amy wants to reach out, but she knows rushing won't fix anything. For the first time, she accepts that she can't do this alone. She has reached her limit. And pretending otherwise has only made things worse. As the day ends, Amy sits with the truth of her breaking point. This is rock bottom, but somewhere beneath the fear and guilt, a small understanding begins to grow. Something has to change if Amy wants to protect Lyndy. She must first face herself, and that journey is only just beginning. The pressure inside Amy keeps rising. Even though nothing big seems to happen on the outside, the day continues like any other. But for her, every minute feels heavier than the last. Simple tasks take more effort than they should. Her mind keeps jumping from one worry to another, never giving her a moment of peace. She feels tired in a way sleep can't fix. It's the kind of tired that sits deep in the chest and makes breathing feel harder than usual. Amy keeps reminding herself that she has responsibilities. She tells herself that Lyndy needs her to stay calm, to stay steady. But the more she repeats those thoughts, the more they feel like pressure instead of comfort. She starts to feel trapped by her own role. Everyone expects her to be strong, to always know what to do. No one sees how close she is to falling apart, and maybe that's because she has worked so hard to hide it. Her thoughts drift to the past without warning. Old memories come back sharp and clear. Moments she thought she had already faced. Loss, fear, and regret mixed together until she can't tell them apart. She wonders if she ever truly healed, or if she just learned how to live with the pain. The idea that she might still be broken scares her. She worries that one day all of this pain will spill out in front of Lyndy, and she won't be able to stop it. Lyndy moves around the house carefully, sensing the tension without understanding it. She watches Amy closely, trying to read her mood. Every time Amy sighs or snaps a short reply, Lyndy's shoulders tense. She doesn't want to upset her mom, so she stays quiet. That silence only makes Amy's thoughts worse. She starts to believe Lyndy is upset with her, even though that isn't true. Her fear twists the situation into something darker. Amy feels like she's failing at the one thing that matters most. She wants to protect Lyndy from pain, but she can barely protect herself anymore. The fear of repeating mistakes from the past follows her everywhere. She worries that her stress, her anger, and her sadness are slowly poisoning the safe space she tried so hard to create. That thought fills her with guilt, and guilt quickly turns into frustration. The more Amy fights her emotions, the more intense they become. Her heart races for no clear reason. Her hands shake when she tries to focus. She tells herself to calm down, to slow her breathing, but her body doesn't listen. It feels like something inside her is demanding attention, refusing to be ignored any longer. She can sense that she is reaching a dangerous place, even if she doesn't want to admit it. By the time evening approaches, Amy feels stretched to thin. She is holding everything together with pure will, and that strength is fading fast. The warning signs are there, but she keeps pushing forward, believing she has no other choice. Deep down, though, she knows this can't last. Something is going to break. She just doesn't know how bad it will be when it does. The moment it happens, it feels unreal, like time skips a beat. Amy doesn't plan to lose control. It starts with one small moment, something that shouldn't matter at all. But inside her, everything is already overflowing. The words leave her mouth faster than she can stop them. Her voice grows loud, sharp, and full of emotion she has been holding back for far too long. The calm tone everyone knows disappears, replaced by raw pain and frustration. Amy's thoughts blur together as she speaks. She isn't even fully aware of what she's saying anymore. It's not anger alone, it's fear, exhaustion, and years of unspoken grief crashing out at once. Her body reacts before her mind can catch up. Her hands tense, her chest tightens, and her breathing becomes uneven. She feels out of control, like she's watching herself from the outside but can't step in to stop it. Lyndy freezes where she stands. The sound of Amy's voice, so different and intense, shocks her. She has never seen her mom like this before. The safe feeling she usually has around Amy slips away in an instant. Fear fills her eyes as she slowly steps back. She doesn't cry or scream. She just goes very still, unsure of what to do or say. That quiet reaction makes the moment even heavier. When Amy finally notices Lyndy's face, something inside her breaks. The anger drains away, leaving behind pure shock. She sees the fear she caused, and it hits her harder than any harsh word ever could. Her heart pounds as guilt rushes in. This was never what she wanted. She wanted to protect Lyndy, not scare her, but the damage is already done. The room feels smaller, colder. Amy's voice drops as the reality sinks in. She tries to speak, to explain, to take it back, but the words won't come out right. Nothing she says can undo what just happened. She realizes that her pain didn't disappear when she exploded. It only moved from her to Lyndy. That truth hurts more than the breaking point itself. Lyndy stays silent, her eyes locked on Amy, unsure if it's safe to move closer. That distance feels unbearable. Amy has never felt so alone, even though she's standing right there. The trust between them feels cracked, fragile in a way it never was before. Amy understands that this moment will stay with Lyndy, even if she apologizes later. As the silence stretches on, Amy feels the full weight of her actions. This wasn't just a bad day or a short temper. This was her losing control in front of her child. The fear of what this could mean for their future settles deep in her chest. She knows one thing for sure now: she can't keep pretending she's okay. Whatever comes next, everything has changed. The silence that follows feels heavier than anything Amy has ever carried. It presses down on her chest, making it hard to breathe. The house that once felt warm and safe now feels distant, almost unfamiliar. Amy stands still for a long moment, replaying what just happened over and over in her mind. Every word, every sharp sound, every look of fear on Lyndy's face repeats itself without mercy. She wishes she could rewind time, but all she can do is face what she's done. Amy slowly lowers herself onto a chair, her strength finally giving out. Her hands shake as the weight of guilt crashes down on her. She thought holding everything inside made her strong, but now she sees the truth. All that pain didn't disappear. It waited, and when it came out, it hurt the one person she loves the most. That realization hurts deeper than any loss she's faced before. Across the room, Lyndy stays quiet. She keeps her distance, watching Amy with careful eyes. She doesn't know what to say or how to act. The fear is still there, mixed with confusion and hurt. Amy notices every small movement, every pause. Each one feels like proof that something important has been damaged. The bond they shared now feels fragile, like one wrong step could break it completely. Amy wants to reach out, to pull Lyndy close and promise everything will be okay, but she stops herself. She knows words alone won't fix this. Trust doesn't return just because someone says sorry. It takes time, patience, and real change. That thought scares her because she doesn't know if she's strong enough to face herself honestly, but she also knows she has no other choice. Her mind fills with questions she's been avoiding for a long time. How long has she been running from her own pain? How long has she been pretending she can handle everything alone? She finally admits what she never wanted to say out loud. She is not okay, and she hasn't been for a while. The breaking point didn't come out of nowhere. It was built from years of silence and pressure. As evening settles in, Amy feels completely exposed. The walls she built to protect herself are gone, leaving her vulnerable and unsure. But beneath the fear and shame, something else begins to form. Awareness. She understands now that real strength isn't about hiding pain. It's about facing it, even when it's uncomfortable and scary. Especially then, Lyndy shifts slightly, still unsure, but watching. That small movement gives Amy a tiny sense of hope. The damage is real, but maybe it isn't final. Healing won't happen fast, and it won't be easy. But for the first time, Amy accepts that pretending everything is fine is no longer an option. This moment, as painful as it is, may be the start of something different. As night falls, Amy sits with the truth of her breaking point. She knows the road ahead will be hard. There will be apologies, difficult talks, and moments of doubt. But she also knows one thing for certain now. If she wants to protect Lyndy and herself, she has to change, and this time, she can't turn away from the work it will take. The night stretches on longer than Amy expects. Sleep doesn't come easily, and when it does, it's light and restless. Every time she closes her eyes, the same image returns: Lyndy stepping back, fear written all over her face. Amy turns in bed, her chest tight, her thoughts racing. She keeps asking herself the same painful question: how did it get this bad? She tries to remember when she last felt truly calm, but that memory feels far away now. When morning finally comes, Amy feels heavy and worn down. The house is quiet again. But this silence isn't just uncomfortable, it feels fragile. She moves carefully, as if any sudden sound could shatter what little peace remains. Part of her wants to pretend nothing happened, to go back to normal. But she knows that kind of pretending is what brought her here in the first place. Lyndy appears. Slowly, her movements cautious. She keeps a small distance, watching Amy's face for signs of danger or anger. That careful behavior hurts Amy deeply. She realizes that fear has changed how Lyndy sees her, even if only a little. That understanding fills her with shame, but also with determination. She doesn't want this moment to define their future. Amy struggles to find the right words. She wants to explain everything, but she knows a long speech won't help. Instead, she focuses on being present. She keeps her voice soft, her movements slow. She shows patience. Even when the silence feels unbearable, every second feels like a test of control and honesty. Inside, Amy finally allows herself to admit something important. She is overwhelmed. She has been trying to be everything for everyone without asking for help. That truth feels uncomfortable, but also freeing. She sees now that asking for support isn't weakness. It's a way to protect the people she loves. That thought stays with her, grounding her when fear threatens to take over again. The day moves forward in small, careful steps. Nothing is fully fixed, but nothing gets worse either. Amy listens more than she speaks. She pays attention to Lyndy's reactions, adjusting herself instead of expecting Lyndy to adjust. It's slow, and it's hard, but it feels necessary. As the hours pass, Amy feels a quiet resolve building inside her. She knows there will be hard conversations ahead and moments when old habits try to return, but she also knows she can't go back to how things were. The breaking point changed something in her. It forced her to face truths she avoided for too long. By the end of the day, Amy understands that healing isn't about quick fixes or perfect moments. It's about steady effort, honesty, and patience. She doesn't know exactly how the future will look, but she knows what kind of mother she wants to be, and this time she is ready to do the work, even when it scares her.